Hey friends, today I'm doing some meal prep, so I thought I would share what I'm making. All of these recipes are going to be simple, high in protein, and tasty enough that you're not going to want to veer away from your meal plan once. Thanks to Squarespace for partnering with me on today's video. I will chat to you guys a little bit more about them at the end. To start with, I'm actually just going to be planning out my meals first, and then I'm going to go pick up some groceries after I'm finished chatting to you guys. I'm just using my macro meal planner to do this. I don't have it listed on the Eat Run Lift site, but I do have a little secret link if you want to try it out. I'll put it in the description box. First up, I'm cooking my not pad thai recipe, and I call it that because, well, it's not pad thai, but it's got some similar flavors. I really love a lot of Thai flavors, but I wanted to simplify a dish and make one that was really easy to fit into my macros. For this one, we're gonna start by preparing the sauce by combining the almond butter, soy sauce, lime juice, water, ginger, cayenne pepper, and sesame oil in a large bowl. We're gonna stir this all together until the almond butter has broken down. Next, we're going to add in the chicken, and we'll mix it around until the chicken receives some coating, and then let it sit in the bowl while we're preparing our rice noodles, zucchini, and carrots. Place the rice noodles in a bowl with boiling water and leave them to sit and cook on their own. And now, using a julienne peeler or just a normal vegetable peeler, if that's all you've got, slice the zucchini and the carrots into long, thin, noodle-like strips. We're going to be placing a pan on medium heat, and we're going to put in the chicken and the sauce and toss in a handful of cashews. When the chicken's nearly finished cooking, you can either add this into the same pan or take a separate pan, put some cooking oil on the bottom, and then throw in bean sprouts, carrots, zucchini, and your rice noodles, and mix these all together while they're cooking. They only need about 3 minutes or so to cook. You don't want them overdone. If you decided to cook them in 2 separate pans, now we're going to combine them into a large bowl and toss them together. When you're ready to serve, you can add in some fresh coriander if you like it, and you can add in some lime wedges too for that little bit of acidity. Now let's put together a beef and vegetable stir fry for an iron-rich meal. I'm going to use brown rice as my carb in this dish, but you can pick whatever you like. If you want to use brown rice, white rice, quinoa, couscous, whatever suits you, absolutely go for it. In a medium bowl, we're going to mix together all the ingredients for the marinade for the beef. So today I'm going to be using 2 teaspoons of coconut aminos, which is the substitute that I like to use for soy sauce, but you can totally just use soy sauce if you prefer. 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, a teaspoon of tapioca flour. Now you could also use arrowroot, or you could use cornstarch if you have access to them. And I'm also going to be using some black pepper. We're going to add in our beef, which has been sliced up, and allow it to sit in the marinade for about 10 minutes. If you want to start cooking your rice, you can, but as always, I'm going to be lazy and I'm going to use some parboiled rice, and I'm not actually going to heat it up now. I'm going to heat it up when I want to serve the meal, so I'm just going to be cooking the broccoli and the beef at this point. To make our sauce, we're going to combine all of these ingredients in a bowl. So 2 teaspoons of coconut aminos, 1 teaspoon of honey, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, 2 teaspoons of tapioca flour or arrowroot, some salt, some pepper, and 1/3 cup of beef broth. Heat a pan up to high heat and add in some cooking oil. Now quickly add your beef into the pan and space it out just so that everything's in a single layer and it can cook evenly. And then to this, we're going to add some minced garlic and some grated ginger. We don't want to overcook it, just, you know, a couple of minutes per side. Pour in the sauce and then stir it constantly until it starts to thicken. Then add in our cooked broccoli, or you could use cooked green beans if you prefer them, and just stir everything together. When you're ready to serve, you can sprinkle on top some sesame seeds and some spring onion if you like. Like I said, I'm not cooking my carbs yet. I'm just gonna hold off and I'm gonna cook them when I'm ready. So I just made the base of this dish, which is what I like to do for a lot of my meal preps. Like sometimes I'll just prep a whole bunch of vegetables to have them in the fridge, or sometimes I'll just prep the meat part of a dish, because for me it's more about like saving time, because I think sometimes if you do the whole dish at once, and if it sits too long in the fridge, it can get a little bit gross. While I'm cooking, I wanted to make a breakfast option. I wanted something savory that holds well in the fridge. So I'm gonna make this meal prep taco breakfast. I'm using turkey mince in mine because we can get really lean turkey mince here. We want to opt for a lean meat in this one. So if you're looking for it, look for turkey breast mince, or you could also use chicken mince if you can find chicken breast mince. Start off by heating some oil in your frying pan, and then we're going to add in our onion and capsicum and cook them until the capsicum starts to soften. I know sometimes people get confused. By capsicum, I mean bell pepper. That's all I'm talking about, nothing fancy. Then we're going to add in our ground turkey and some taco spice mix and cook it well. Create some space in the turkey and we're going to crack in egg. How many you use will depend on how many servings you're making, and mix that well. Now, you can keep it as is and just keep it in one big container in the fridge for when you're ready to have it. And then when you're ready to serve it up, I would say add in some mozzarella, add on some salsa. You can add in some low-fat sour cream, or instead you could use like a plain Greek yogurt. And it would also go well if you throw on a little bit of avocado or guacamole for topping. Okay, so this one is a snack. I would probably have it in the afternoon with like a protein shake or something. I always love cooking up at least one snacky thing to keep in the fridge. Granted, Mitch steals a lot of them. He's probably gonna steal this one. That's okay. That's why we make the food. And I haven't made this recipe in ages, since like the first or second lockdown, I think. That's how I mark time now, is by which lockdown we're in. So we're going to be making my blueberry slice. It's got rolled oats in it. We're making the blueberry spread ourselves, so it's really nutrient dense and it's high in fiber, so it's going to be such a good snack for you to have between meals. If you want to break this one up into making it over 2 days, you can, just because we do have to wait for the blueberry spread to set. So to start, combine blueberries and some sugar-free maple syrup in a pot and mash the blueberries with a fork just while they're on a really low heat. Stir the blueberries regularly until they're warm, and then we're going to be adding in 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. Keep stirring it until the mixture begins to thicken. Then we're going to remove this from the heat and store it in a container. Let it cool down to room temperature first, and then you can pop it in the fridge. And you can leave this one for a few hours at a minimum to set first, or you can just wait overnight and then finish making the recipe the next day. To make the base, we're going to preheat our oven to about 180 Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit, and then we're lining a baking tray with some baking paper. Now I'm going to use my NutriBullet. You could also use a blender, and we're going to blend up 1 cup of oats and keep another cup of oats untouched, so don't use those yet. In a bowl, combine the oatmeal, some baking powder, salt, mashed banana, and some sugar-free maple syrup, and mix it really well to combine it together. Then we're going to be spreading this out onto our baking tray. Next, we're going to take our lovely blueberry chia jam and spread that on top, and then we're taking our extra rolled oats and sprinkling them. We're going to place that in the oven and allow it to bake for 25 minutes or until the edges are golden brown and the center is cooked through. The jam layer should still remain soft. Now, if you'd like the full breakdown for these recipes, including tickable shopping lists, all the calorie and macronutrient information, if you like to check out that kind of thing, it's all over on my blog, Eat Run Lift, which I gave a little mini facelift to, if you want to go and check that out. So thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. They are my website host and they have been for over 6 years now, which every time I say that, it's such a long time. Squarespace is the easiest way that you can showcase your brand, your message, whatever it is that you need to share. They have really streamlined blogging capabilities. You can enable automatic sharing to your other social medias. So whether it's Instagram or Facebook or whatever you need, when you do put something live, Squarespace is able to share that with your audience. They also have a built-in email campaign tool now, so you don't need to fuss around swapping between different apps and programs and things. It's literally all in the one place. They have a template gallery, so you can just scroll through it, you can pick the one you like, you can put that on your site, and then customize your branding elements by uploading your colors, your logo, your fonts, whatever it is that you like. So you can start a free trial with Squarespace today, and when you're ready to hit publish on your site, use the link which I've put on the screen or the one which I have in the description box, and that will take 10% off your first purchase. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you'd like some more high protein meal ideas before you start planning out all your meals, check out the video that I've pinned on the screen. I hope you're well, I hope you're looking after yourself, and I'll see you next time.